This is replacing Quicken Part 3. I'm at the point now where I'm looking at installers, and I looked at an SIS, nullable, null soft scriptable install system used by Notepad++, which I heavily use. Unfortunately, as I was digging into it, it's very heavy into scripting, and this is what it uses for its own software. No. So I decided to switch tracks and go to Advanced Installer, which I have used before. Right now, they seem to have a free trial which you can try. I used that version, and I was able to deploy without further ado. And here's what it built. So I had to slap together a quick license agreement, considering I'm not quite comfortable yet releasing the software because of the AI issue. Couldn't find a really good one, so I'm probably gonna have to do research, maybe even pay money to get a better license agreement. And without further ado, it's visual glitching, I think, which is related to skinning or themes. And I previously mentioned icon issue. I think that's actually was a Windows issue. It somehow was caching a previously used icon. Yeah, I'm also doing this actually on a virtual machine, which I set up on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast to test some of the UTC SQLite date issues and date time, see how they track or differ. Program data, it sets up this folder. The username, it automatically creates those. If you want to regenerate, which I only recommend at the beginning, you can just delete these and it'll recreate them automatically. At least that's the idea. And installs this folder. And you can do an uninstall from here. This one is from scratch, but you do have the option to import. But I'm not going to do that this time. I have to blur out too many things and whatnot. And here's the log. Still have a little more to work on to clean it up. Right now I have nothing. So what I'm going to do is Control N or New. That sets it up. This is the type that Quicken uses, but honestly, I don't know if I'm going to do anything really about that. Click on Save. That sets it up to open, or Control O. There's nothing here, so Alt 2 takes me there. Caps lock, open, bounce. There's actually no category, but you should pick one. This is actually the blank. I might include description info later. And either Control S or click on Save. I guess Control N. Probably want to have it also autofocus to one of these fields. Control S. I have to figure that out. It should automatically go to the blank, but now if I turn this into a split, there's only one available. That's the blank one. Now it's 50. Let's see if it automatically did the category. I'm pressing the Alt key, so I did create some shortcuts here, but it's something I developed late. I have to go back and update some of the other buttons. I might still rearrange things. All right, I mean, I guess this automatically calculated it and reduced it accordingly. So my to-do is pretty short right now. I'm probably going to release this as is, sort of pretty feature complete beta. Most of the basics aren't done though. What is not supported? Old Quicken portfolio or investment info. Others can and will do that better than me. That includes downloading online data from such sources and also from banks. I don't think I'm going to ever bother doing that unless somebody pays me to. What is missing or to do? Basic reports. There should be at least some way to export this. Although if you know your way on SQLite, you can probably come up with something yourself. To back it up right now, I would just copy these somewhere, and I am thinking about memorizing window positions and sizes so that when you start it up, it'll automatically go back to where you had it last. I think I need a list of supplied or built-in categories instead of having people just constantly enter that. That could be done through the import as well. So that's a possibility. I primarily had the idea that people will be migrating from Quicken and needed something basic. So you can use the Quicken export. You can use Quicken basically to create whatever you need and then export it and then import it into this program. So what is my next step? I need to get feedback, come up with an appropriate license. I am still interested in sharing the source code to this after I wrap my head around the implications of using commercial third-party software and probable use by AI to take over my job. Uh, I'll wrap this up. Hope this does good in the world. I do think people are fiscally illiterate, and having free ledger software, I think, might help.